Long before telescopes or space missions, the Maya looked upward from forest clearings and stone plazas, studying the sky with patience and curiosity because they believed that the movement of stars, planets, and the sun shaped not only time itself, but also farming, ceremony, leadership, and daily choices. Night after night, Maya astronomers watched the heavens carefully, tracking patterns that repeated with reliable elegance, and slowly transformed observation into knowledge that could guide planting seasons, festivals, and royal rituals. They noticed that the sun followed predictable paths, that the moon changed shape in steady rhythms, and that certain bright points in the sky moved differently from ordinary stars, which encouraged deeper study rather than casual wonder. Among these wandering lights, Venus held special importance because its dramatic appearances as a morning and evening star matched cycles that seemed powerful, regular, and meaningful. Maya scholars recorded Venus cycles with impressive accuracy, linking them to calendars and ceremonial timing that shaped political and religious life. These calculations were not guesses, but the result of long-term observation, careful counting, and shared knowledge passed between generations. Stone buildings helped this work because temples, platforms, and observatories were aligned carefully with solstices, equinoxes, and significant celestial events. On specific mornings, sunlight passed through doorways or struck carved markers precisely, confirming predictions and reinforcing trust in cosmic order. Architecture thus became a scientific tool as well as a sacred space, blending function and belief into visible proof of understanding. Time itself felt structured rather than random because calendars organized days, months, and long cycles into meaningful systems. The Maya used multiple calendars together, allowing them to track ritual schedules, agricultural seasons, and historical dates at the same time. This layered approach to time required mathematical skill, which the Maya developed through a place value system that included zero, a concept still rare in much of the ancient world. Numbers became tools for both science and storytelling, connecting abstract thought with lived experience. Children learned calendar cycles through stories, ceremonies, and observation, absorbing complex systems gradually. Astronomy was not hidden knowledge, but shared carefully through ritual and education. Priests and astronomers advised rulers, helping align leadership decisions with celestial timing. This connection between sky and authority reinforced stability because leadership appeared synchronized with cosmic balance. While the stars guided time, the earth provided another remarkable gift through cacao, a plant that transformed daily life and ritual practice. Cacao trees grew best in shaded, carefully managed environments, requiring skill, patience, and cooperation from farmers. Harvesting cacao pods involved cutting them carefully, fermenting the beans, drying them, and preparing them through labor-intensive steps. The resulting cacao beverage differed greatly from modern chocolate because it was often bitter, spiced, and foamy, valued more for symbolism than sweetness. Cacao drinks appeared in ceremonies, diplomatic meetings, and elite gatherings, marking moments of importance. Drinking cacao symbolized status, respect, and connection to divine gifts of the natural world. Cacao beans also functioned as units of exchange, moving through markets and trade networks. Farmers, traders, and nobles all understood cacao's value, though each group used it differently. In households, cacao rituals reinforced hospitality and social bonds. In royal courts, cacao accompanied negotiation, alliance, and display of refinement. Artworks and inscriptions show rulers holding cacao vessels, linking political authority to sacred nourishment. The preparation of cacao required knowledge similar to astronomy because timing, measurement, and precision mattered. Fermentation demanded patience, while roasting demanded attention, reflecting broader Maya appreciation for process. Chocolate and astronomy shared an underlying theme of balance because both required attention to cycles rather than shortcuts. Seasonal rhythms influenced both cacao harvests and sky observations. Rainfall patterns mattered as much as planetary cycles. Knowledge connected sky, soil, and society into a single worldview. Markets became places where these connections met as traders exchanged cacao alongside obsidian, jade, and cloth. Conversations in markets spread ideas, news, and practices across regions. Calendars ensured that major markets aligned with festivals. Festivals reinforced shared identity through music, dance, offerings, and food. During these events, cacao flowed freely, strengthening community ties. Astronomical predictions guided festival timing, ensuring harmony between celebration and cosmos. Music echoed rhythms inspired by cycles of time. Costumes reflected mythic stories connected to stars and creation. Everything worked together rather than separately. Even games like the ball game carried symbolic meaning tied to celestial movement and cosmic struggle. Players reenacted stories of creation and renewal. Spectators recognized deeper meanings beneath competition. Education reinforced this layered understanding of life. Young learners practiced counting, observation, and memory. They watched elders prepare cacao, they observed shadows move across stone. Learning happened through participation rather than textbooks. Knowledge belonged to community rather than individuals. This collective learning allowed consistency across generations. Changes occurred gradually through refinement rather than replacement. As cities grew, observatories became more complex. Records became more detailed, cacao distribution expanded with trade networks. Both knowledge systems supported social stability. When challenges emerged, such as drought or conflict, these systems offered guidance. Astronomy suggested timing for renewal rituals. Cacao rituals reinforced unity and resilience. These gifts from the Maya shaped daily life deeply. They connected pleasure with precision, they combined wonder with discipline. They showed that understanding the universe could coexist with enjoying its harvests. As this part closes, the sky still glows above ancient plazas, while cacao trees quietly grow beneath forest canopies, reminding us that Maya science and flavor were never separate pursuits, but two expressions of a single, attentive way of living. As generations continued to rise beneath the same skies, Maya astronomers refined their observations even further, comparing new measurements with older records so carefully that time itself felt layered like a conversation between ancestors and children held through numbers, shadows, and patient watching. These sky watchers did not rush their work because understanding required waiting through countless sunsets and sunrises during which the stars slowly revealed patterns that only made sense when years, decades, and cycles were allowed to speak together. Stone inscriptions captured these discoveries, using carved symbols and numbers that turned walls into libraries where history, astronomy, and prophecy rested side by side without clear boundaries between science, belief, and memory. Visitors walking through Maya cities could see this knowledge written everywhere because stairways recorded dates, doorways framed celestial events, and plazas acted like open classrooms where the sky performed on schedule. Children growing up in these cities absorbed cosmic awareness naturally, since they learned not only where they lived, but also when they lived, understanding that every day fit into larger turning wheels of time. This awareness shaped personal identity because birthdays linked individuals to calendar combinations that suggested character, responsibility, and connection to broader cosmic rhythms. Calendars therefore acted like mirrors, reflecting both society and self, while encouraging people to see their lives as meaningful threads within a vast design. Cacao continued to weave through this design as well because its cultivation followed seasonal timing informed by astronomical knowledge, connecting farmers directly to sky watchers in an unspoken partnership. When the stars indicated favorable periods, farmers prepared soil, protected seedlings, and trusted that careful alignment would reward patience with healthy harvests. The taste of cacao carried the memory of this coordination, since each cup represented successful cooperation between sky, land, and human effort. Ceremonial cacao gatherings reinforced these connections, blending storytelling, music, and drink into shared experiences that strengthened community bonds. Rulers understood this power clearly because hosting cacao rituals during important calendar moments displayed wisdom as well as generosity. Political decisions often followed these occasions, allowing diplomacy to unfold alongside shared cups rather than sharp arguments. Cacao thus softened conversations, encouraged trust, and symbolized prosperity without relying on force. Trade expanded its influence as cacao beans traveled across regions, spreading not only flavor but also shared practices and expectations. Merchants learned calendar systems to time journeys effectively, showing how astronomical knowledge supported economic success. Markets became vibrant spaces where calculation met conversation and where cacao counted just as much as cloth or stone tools. In these markets, stories traveled as easily as goods, carrying ideas about distant cities, strange customs, and different interpretations of the same sky. Such exchanges kept Maya society dynamic rather than isolated because curiosity moved alongside commerce. Astronomy encouraged humility as well, since even the most powerful ruler remained subject to celestial cycles beyond human control. This understanding promoted planning instead of impulsive action, reminding leaders that timing mattered as much as strength. When eclipses or unusual events appeared, communities responded with ritual rather than panic, trusting knowledge accumulated over generations. Priests explained these events through careful interpretation, reinforcing education rather than fear. Learning therefore remained central to stability because knowledge offered reassurance during uncertainty. Cacao played a role here too, appearing in rituals meant to restore balance or give thanks after dramatic celestial moments. The familiar taste grounded people, reminding them that daily life continued even when the sky performed surprises. Art reflected this worldview by blending cosmic symbols with scenes of feasting, farming, and ceremony. Painted vessels showed gods emerging from cacao pods or stars raining down nourishment, merging imagination with observation. These images helped children understand abstract ideas through familiar objects. Storytelling expanded this understanding as elders used myths to explain why Venus mattered or why cacao required respect. Stories made learning memorable and engaging rather than dry. Humor appeared naturally because jokes about stubborn stars or temperamental cacao trees lightened serious lessons. This gentle humor made knowledge welcoming instead of intimidating. Education felt ongoing rather than confined to specific places. Even ballgames reflected cosmic order because movement, rhythm, and opposition mirrored celestial balance. Spectators recognized these meanings while enjoying the excitement of play. Everything reinforced everything else. As centuries passed, pressures such as environmental shifts and political competition tested Maya systems. Astronomy helped communities recognize longer drought patterns rather than assuming sudden disaster. Cacao production adjusted gradually rather than collapsing. Rituals focused on renewal rather than blame. Though some cities declined, knowledge moved with people, calendars continued in new centers. Cacao traditions adapted to changing conditions, the core gifts remained resilient. When outsiders later encountered Maya descendants, they often noticed calendar knowledge first. They also noticed cacao immediately, both sparked curiosity and admiration. These gifts crossed cultural boundaries easily. Chocolate later transformed globally, yet its roots remained deeply Maya. Astronomical ideas influenced later Mesoamerican cultures. Even modern scientists admire Maya precision. Their achievements challenge assumptions about ancient knowledge. They show that careful observation can rival advanced technology. They show that joy and discipline can coexist. Looking back, astronomy and chocolate appear very different. Yet in Maya life, they belong together naturally. One measured time, the other sweetened it. Both required patience, both rewarded attention. Both connected humans to cycles larger than themselves. As this journey concludes, the Maya gifts continue traveling through history, inviting modern minds to look upward with curiosity and downward with gratitude, remembering that understanding the universe and savoring its flavors can grow side by side when knowledge, care, and imagination share the same path.